talking about Halloween films for the month of October. So
Ooh.
you know what I mean. I'm
Oh,
excited, man.
good Lord.
It's been a minute. I'm trying to think of the last Halloween film that I discussed. It's been a minute, and I said I wanted to go back to these. I got like at least 3 or 4 planned this month. You know,
Right.
and yeah, and you know, talking about Candyman, the reboot or the spiritual sequel, as you know, Jordan Peele called it when they were doing this film, and you know, it's basically like I see it as like a reboot, soft reboot, and a sequel to the Candyman franchise, and you know that underrated 1990 horror series that came out with you know, Tony Todd as Candyman, and you know, Virginia Madsen, you know, and you know, growing up watching those films, like it was good. It wasn't one of my favorites. 'Cause I was a huge, you know, Freddy Krueger and Jason Voorhees fan, and Michael Myers, and I was into, you know, like a lot of the other horror films, you know, The Howling, and you know, Poltergeist, and you know, Hellraiser. So I watched the Candyman films. I don't even remember the other sequels, only the first one, because the first one to me was still the best in the series, and you know, I always felt like it was underrated, and when I heard about that they were doing a new Candyman, I was like, yo, this could be good, you know, because Jordan Peele, he did, you know, Us and Get Out, and I like those films, even though I don't feel like they're real horror, they're more thriller.
Right.
And um, when I heard he was doing this, I was like, okay, hopefully he's doing it right. He stayed true to the character and the story and the whole um, you know, lore of it. And him and Nia DaCosta, she directed it, and you know, Jordan Peele did the screenplay along with Win Rosenfeld. And supposedly there were talks about doing a prequel for Candyman since the 2000s. The studio they had pitched an idea to the studio about doing like an interracial love story with
Oh, wow.
Helen's character and Candyman, because you know, for anybody that saw the first one, the original one, Helen had to sacrifice herself, you know, to basically, she was like basically like the only one that survived the whole Candyman thing, but she had to sacrifice herself to, you know, to save like the little baby or whatever, and kill Candyman. And they wanted a prequel where there was like an interracial love story between Helen and Candyman, and that never happened. They scrapped the idea because it was 1990, and they felt like mainstream America wouldn't take to the interracial love story. They pitched the idea again, I think in the late 2000s, for another for a reboot or whatever, and you know, I guess they got a good script, and they agreed to do the new movie. And you know, I saw I think the trailer I saw last year, it was supposed to come out last June, and they didn't come out because of the COVID and all that, the pandemic,
Fuck
and
the pandemic. Yeah.
you know, then they pushed it back to this year. I saw the trailer last year. I thought the trailer was good from what they showed, but it was so much talk online about it that, you know, people already had they you know, they own opinions on what they think was gonna happen in the film. And I have to agree, like after seeing this film, a lot of the talk that I heard did happen. You know, so it wasn't, not everything was a surprise, you know. But yeah, I thought it just watching this, it came out finally in August 27th of this year, 2021. And it's basically about I want to see who's starring it. The guy that's playing the cast, we have Yahya Abdul Mateen the second. He's playing he's playing Anthony in this film. You have I forgot his last name in the film, but he's playing Anthony McCoy. He's playing him like he's a art he's an artist, a visual artist, a
Right.
painter. You got Tiana Paris, she's playing his girlfriend. What's her name again in this? Brianna Cartwright, and you have the guy that's playing her brother in this. The gay guy. What's his name in this film? I forgot his name in this film. But yeah, but you got her brother Troy. Her brother Troy's that's her brother in the film, and Vanessa Williams, who was in the original film playing Helen's best friend, and she's back. The Vanessa Williams from the Soul Food Showtime series, not the singer Vanessa
Right.
Williams. You gotta
Right.
always point that
Vanessa
out.
L. Williams.
Yes,
Yes.
Vanessa L. Williams, right? You know what I'm saying? So she's back in the film, and basically, about they move into this they move into the Chicago area, and he's an artist, Anthony, and he starts to get I think they had like, well, the movie starts off with him and his girlfriend and the girlfriend's brother and his significant other having dinner a night, at the crib, and her brother starts talking about this ghost story, this ghost tale about Candyman and the legend of Candyman, and of course nobody believes him, and Anthony is just so enamored by the ghost story that he starts looking into the legend of it, and he starts finding things out, and he goes to he went to this laundromat and he met this other dude. I forgot the dude's name in the film. I didn't have like a
Creepy
list.
ass nigga.
Yeah, the black dude from Fear the Walking Dead. Forgot his name, but he bumps into him, and he tells him the legend is basically true, and he's telling them the stuff about Candyman and all that, and the Cabrini Green area of Chicago, and you know, he starts finding out things, and I think when he starts to like even get deeper, like strange things start happening. He has a it was a show at the art gallery. He was showing his paintings to, and he had a little argument with one of the other artists there. He
Right.
leaves the party drunk, and when he goes home, he starts painting. Well, first of all, he got, I forgot, I even skipped about it. He Before that happened, he gets bit. He went out taking pictures in the Cabrini Green area. He gets bit by a bee. So that was one sign. That's really how the whole thing started. He got bit by the bee, and then he sees on the ground there's other bees on the ground. So that was that. Once that scene happened, I was like, "Yo, this is where the shit is gonna start getting serious." Then we
That
fast forward
beast.
to yeah, we fast forward to you got curses the guy, the other artist out at the party at the gallery, goes home drunk. He starts painting, and then strange stuff start happening while he's painting. The same guy that he cursed out at the art gallery, he stays at the place to clean up with him and this chick that he was messing with. They start messing around, and then you see Candyman, and then Candyman comes out and kills both of them. And the next day, the girlfriend works there. The girlfriend shows up at the art gallery and sees both of them dead. So strange stuff start happening. It seems like the more since he got bit by the bee. The strange stuff start happening, and and he gets it just strange stuff start happening around him, and I'm trying to like to say it without saying everything. I don't like I know people still haven't seen it yet, so I don't want to give
Right.
everything away. Just basically when he got bit by the bee, a lot of strange stuff started happening, and it's like he just started getting crazy a little bit. It reminded like it was like almost like he was metamorphing into something else, and it reminded me of the Fly when it reminded me of the Fly, the original Fly, and the remake with Jeff Goldblum Like the whole you see the whole metamorphosis of Anthony going from being human to something else, and all this weird shit is happening. He starts painting. It seemed like every with every death he starts painting and getting visions, and it's almost like Candyman from the grave was calling him, the original Candyman,
Yeah, that
and
summons.
right, his girlfriend is is she's starting to notice a change in him. You know, there's people that they know that get killed, and the girlfriend starts to wonder that maybe Anthony is connected to these killings, but it seemed like low key was being summoned by something else, and man, I can't even say I can't even say everything.
Just
This
take. You don't even have to tell the whole story. Just say
right,
some major points and
right. Yeah, without spoiling everything, because I feel like I'm gonna end up spoiling everything. But without spoiling everything, strange stuff starts happening. Anthony starts going crazy, and every with every death, he's seeing visions, and he's painting these visions. His girlfriend thinks he's crazy, but she's also think that she starts to suspect something going on. There was one part of the film where I felt like they didn't explain that scene. The girlfriend had a nightmare, and
yeah,
she was dreaming of her pops, and apparently her pops is in that dream sequence, and he like commits suicide,
yeah.
and
That part kind of creeped me
right,
out. You know.
and then she wakes up, and she woke up. Well, she didn't wake up. She was still dreaming, but her father took his life apparently, and within that dream sequence, she woke up thinking that she saw somebody like a figure at her bathroom door, and then she woke up. So I'm thinking that dream sequence there was had something to do with Candyman, but they never elaborated on that scene. And even when she talked to the brother, like there was a conversation she had with the brother, with her brother. This is like after I think she and Anthony had a big fight, and
Yep.
she like end up like not talking to him or whatever, or they separated briefly. She had to talk with the brother, and the brother mentioned about their father dying, but they didn't. He didn't elaborate, and I think she was taking on that grief of or that guilt of the father dying, but they didn't elaborate on what happened. And I think it has something to do with Candyman, but he
That's
never
what I
said.
think too.
They never said. So they left it open. Like we know that he's dead, but we don't know how he died. We don't know if he willingly took his life or if the legend of Candyman made him kill himself or whatever. So that part I wish they had expanded more. And maybe they have a longer scene for that because sometimes these films
That's what I
they
was thinking too.
yeah sometimes these films they cut out scenes for time constraints. It might be a longer scene for that, but maybe it'll show up on the Blu-ray 4K when it's released. But I wish they had expanded on that scene and with they told the story of what happened, the backstory. I like that part. I like that they told the backstory of how Candyman became who he was, and it goes way back into slavery days. And apparently Candyman was he was a shoe shiner, I believe,
Yep.
and he was dating or he had he had an affair with one of the daughters of the slave master, and they find out, and he end up getting executed, and it goes where it's really deep backstory.
And
Um, yeah,
I like the fact how it was told by cave paintings too.
right. Oh, you mean like how they did it, the presentation?
Yeah.
I love that, and I wanted to get to that too. Like it had like it was almost like a little. It's hard to describe. Like I remember as a kid, like seeing shows like that. Like you might have like a school show in the auditorium, and they have that type of presentation as part of the show.
Like some reading rainbow kind of shit.
Right, right. It had like that reading rainbow presentation to certain parts of the movie that I liked, and it was easy, like for anybody that hasn't seen the series, it was easy for them to follow along if they if this was like their first time watching it, and I like how they told the backstory with that presentation, and it was real creative, and yeah, I don't remember the backstory of Candyman, so that the fact that they told the backstory in this was good, because you have now you have something to, you know what I'm saying, now you have a foundation where you can have other sequels with this type of backstory, because now you understand what he went through, and how this whole thing started in the first place. And I felt sorry for Candyman. I felt sorry for, even though he is a villain, he is a horror villain, in the franchise. I felt sorry for him, and like the way that everything happened, and how he became Candyman. But you understand now of like the certain things that happened that's going on in the movie of how he became who he became. So that made a lot of sense. And it felt like there was like an underlying sinister supernatural force at work that was driving Anthony to do certain things. And I like the buildup of how they did that. You know what I'm saying? And I thought the performance from the cast was great, from Yaya and from um Tiana Paris. I thought their performance was good. They were like the main characters, and they basically drove the movie um together. And I love the cinematography. It wasn't gory enough for me. Like, if there was scenes that it had its gore, but I wanted more gore. Because I remember like the Candyman movies having that, and this was gore at some points. It wasn't like gory. Um, but it's definitely an enjoyable movie. I did enjoy that. I think they, Jordan Peele stayed true to the character, and including that backstory that um it's 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 gonna resonate with people of color, especially now in these times. I think he stayed true to the character, and the whole lore of Candyman,
Right.
and I enjoyed it. I especially, and I feel like there wasn't a lot of good horror films that came out this year, and I think it's definitely one of the best horror films that came out this year. And that's not saying a lot, because like in compared to other years, past 2 or 3 years, I felt like there were some great horror films. I don't feel like there was a lot of good ones this year, and there were some that I saw
I
that I was
agree.
disappointed in, like Conjuring 3, mainly because I'm a huge Conjuring fan of all those movies. From the first one to Annabelle and the Nun, and La Llorona,
You can
and I was huh?
add Malignant to that too.
And yeah, Malignant to me is the best horror film this year. That is the best one to me
Mm.
right now. I mean, I know we got November and December coming up. There's a couple more that's coming out, but I don't know if those films are gonna beat out Malignant. I think Malignant, like right now, is the best.
I
And
gotta
this
rewatch it.
yeah, and this to me is right in there. Like, this to me, I don't even want to say top three, because I don't remember. I don't have, other than these two. I don't have, other than Malignant and this. I don't have like a top. I don't have another one right now that I could think of that's like top three. Cause I've seen a couple that disappointed me, like Old. That movie, the M Night Shyamalan film, that was a disappointment. Like I said, Conjuring 3 was a disappointment, and I love the Conjuring universe, but I did not like the third one. Um, so there's a couple that I've seen so far this year that I haven't enjoyed it all. But this to me is like one of the best. And yeah, I can't even get really deep into the story, because I'm gonna ruin it for a lot of people that haven't seen it. But just know that the internet don't always get it wrong because I've heard people in the last year before this movie came out, their theories about what they felt like was gonna happen, and they were right. You know what I'm saying? So the internet is right sometimes. When when you read the all the talk and everything, and but I enjoyed it though. I think it was good, and they could definitely do a sequel from this, and it was good. I enjoyed it. I liked the way that everything happened the way it did. You know, that's it. That's the minor stuff was like there wasn't enough gore for me. I wish there was a little bit more, and there was something else that I wish there was a person that they should have showed more. But other than that, I think it was a good film and it stayed true to the series. Well, so what did you think when watching this film?
Um, to be honest, I thought this movie was very good. I've never actually seen the original Candyman
Right,
movie with you guys, but I feel like this was a nice reintroduction or introduction to like the Candyman franchise. Story was very good. Like the story,
right,
it wasn't like it took like a lot of horror movie tropes, but at the same time, it made it its own. You know what I'm saying?
right,
Added that familiar Jordan Peele touch, which I love, and stuff like that too.
right,
The ending was what really got. I love the ending to the movie, which like I'm not going to spoil the ending
right.
and stuff like that too. What else about the movie? I like the backstory. Definitely gave like a three-dimensional look at the Candyman. I liked how it was told throughout, like the cave paintings,
Mm-hmm.
art kind of thing.
Yes.
Um, Other than that, very good movie. I'm not gonna lie. Definitely gonna watch the original Candyman sometime. Just
Yeah.
just to familiarize myself with it. So yeah, I fuck with it.
Yeah. This was definitely good, and I wanted to read something else. There was something else I wanted to mention also about the film. Apparently in 2004, with the whole success of Freddy versus Jason when that came out, that made over $100 million at the box office. Apparently, there was some talk about Candyman doing one of those like versus films, and he Tony Todd said that he rejected the idea after being presented a script for like Candyman versus Freddy or Jason, and he said
Yeah,
I
I
will never
remember.
be involved in something like that. That's what he told Fangoria magazine, and yeah, I never heard any rumors of oh, it was supposed to be Candyman versus Leprechaun. Yeah, that's interesting. 'Cause I never heard no rumors about that film at all. So, how would that go? Candyman versus Leprechaun? I don't even think that's a good matchup. You know, Leprechaun, with the exception of the first film, I didn't like none of the Leprechaun films. I thought they were trash. I saw the reboot for that. I thought that was trash. At least with Candyman, Jordan Peele and Nia DaCosta stayed true to the legend and the lore and the tone of Candyman, and they even they made the film more, like I said, like for our people of color, it's more resonant to us and what's going on now in society. So I think for that they get all the props in the world just for like connecting what's going on now in society with this horror franchise, and I like the way they pulled that off. So at least they got it. They stay true to the character. With Leprechaun, they didn't stay true to the character or the look of the character. So I couldn't see them doing a Candyman versus Leprechaun. So I'm glad that he Tony Todd rejected that idea because I think that would be the most stupidest horror film ever. You know,
Wasn't Ice T in that too?
Ice T was in the latter sequels. He was in like Leprechaun in the Hood.
Oh,
That
okay.
was I think that was like part four, part five. But I didn't even bother wasting my time with the sequels. Just from the trailer they look terrible and they didn't make no money at all. So just stay with the first one. The first one with Jennifer Aniston when she was young, that was the best one. That was the best one, definitely. But yeah, I wanted to mention that. 'Cause I never. I mean, maybe people, that's watching this, they can chime in, and if they heard of any rumors over the years about that. I never heard about Candyman versus Leprechaun, so that's new to me. Um, but yeah, but I definitely think it was a good sequel, a good spiritual sequel slash soft reboot, and it stayed true to the franchise, and it made me want to go back and watch the sequels to it because I don't remember, part two and part three. So I definitely will go back and watch them. Hopefully they're available on streaming. And I hope they do another sequel. I hope they bring back the original cast. It would be nice. Hopefully we get that, and if y'all haven't checked it out, check it out. It's on streaming now. Um, it was in theaters. I think they took it out of theaters and they put it on streaming. So if you got a Fire Stick or you got any streaming service that shows movies, new movies will have it. So um, I'm glad that we were able to talk about this. I was debating if I should talk about this or not because it's like I've seen so many bloggers and channels talking about this movie, and I'm like, I love it, and I want to talk about it, but I want to talk about it in my way and not get too technical about it and not give away
Right.
anything. So
Maybe
you
adding their
know,
own fucking theories and shit.
yeah, just as a movie fan, it was dope. Just as a movie fan and a horror fan, it was they stayed true to the series, and I'm glad that they did that, and they didn't do nothing crazy or wacky like I've seen in the past, like with Nightmare on Elm Street reboots. It was terrible. You know what I'm saying? And other reboots like that. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and they stay true to this character and to the franchise. So just for that alone, people should see it if they haven't seen it yet. You know what I'm saying? I think the acting was good, like I said, and the special effects. It was good, and I give it like I'll give it like an 8 out of 10. I give it an 8 out of 10. I definitely think, like I said, I think it's one of the best horror films this year, along with *Malignant*, and we'll see. Maybe I'll come back and I'll do like best horror films of the year. Depending on what comes out in November and December, and I know there's a lot of stuff coming out this month alone on Netflix and in the theater. So there's a lot of TV horror TV series that's coming out this month. So maybe I'll come back and we'll talk about like year end and review or something like that. So
Yeah, I'm definitely down for that, bro.
yeah,
Definitely.
yeah, no doubt.
Gotta be on our horror movie shit this month.
Yes, yes, a lot of good horror stuff coming out. So I've already seen a couple other stuff that was good. So you know what I mean. You know, this was the Candyman 2020 movie review, and I'll be doing like two more of these for the month. And Reg, you can always join me when I discuss the other stuff as
Of
always. So
course, always.
you know what I mean. Yes. So this was fun. Check out Candyman, and that's it.
All right. Appreciate it, bro.
Yeah.
And I'm about to send the, you know what?
All right. Cool.
All right.